The Sheldonverse, yes, that's what we're calling it now, has long revolved around the gravitational pull of one very peculiar genius, Sheldon Cooper. From his neurotic charm on The Big Bang Theory to the deeply humanizing flashbacks of young Sheldon, the character has become a TV icon. But as young Sheldon has wound down and the new spin-off centered on Georgie and Mandy picks up steam, there's one person notably absent from the domestic chaos of early married life: Sheldon himself. That's where CBS could pull a bold, brilliant move and give Iain Armitage the perfect comeback role. The genius in the rearview. Let's rewind a bit. Young Sheldon gave viewers something they never expected: sympathy for Sheldon Cooper. Played with nuance and soul by Iain Armitage, young Sheldon was more than a catchphrase machine. He was a boy with an overwhelming mind and a quietly aching heart. While the show was marketed as a sitcom, it often delivered moments of emotional resonance that few family shows dared to touch. Now, with the torch passed to the Georgie and Mandy's first marriage spin-off, the tonal shift is clear. This is a classic CBS-style family sitcom, complete with diaper duty, in-law tension, and southern charm. It's warm, funny, and grounded. A far cry from the intellectual minefield Sheldon once inhabited. And perhaps for that very reason, Sheldon has been almost completely sidelined. The ignored genius narratively. This makes sense. Young Sheldon was Sheldon's story. This new show is about Georgie, Montana Jordan, and Mandy, Emily Osment, trying to build a life together amid the chaos of young parenthood. Sheldon's storyline has moved on, literally, to Caltech. But the total absence of even a mention of Sheldon in recent episodes feels off. We're not talking about occasional silence, we're talking about an unspoken character exile. Yes, Sheldon is in California, beginning his illustrious scientific career. But anyone who's watched young Sheldon or The Big Bang Theory knows that Sheldon never really detaches from his family, emotionally or intellectually. So the question arises: what would it look like if he made a return, not as a boy genius, but as a young adult? Enter Iain Armitage, Reloaded. The perfect comeback role. Here's where CBS has a golden opportunity. A rare alignment of nostalgia, character continuity, and fan demand. Imagine this. It's been a few years. Georgie and Mandy's baby is now a preschooler. Their marriage is stronger but still hilariously messy. Connie, Annie Potts, remains a rock of salty wisdom. One day, a tall, sharp-suited figure arrives at the door in East Texas, awkwardly holding a child-sized suitcase and a stack of astrophysics journals. It's Sheldon. But not The Big Bang Theory's Sheldon. Not yet. This is 19-year-old Sheldon, awkward, arrogant, heartbroken, and teetering between boy and man. And he's played, once again, by Iain Armitage, now older, leaner, and perfect for this liminal version of the character. Maybe he's burned out at Caltech. Maybe a roommate situation went nuclear. Maybe he's having a mini existential crisis about string theory. Regardless of the reason, he's back in Texas, and it's the first time we see him interact with Georgie and Mandy not as the precocious little brother, but as an adult peer. The emotional terrain is rich, and the comedic potential is massive. Why this works: first off, the optics are fantastic. Armitage grew up alongside the show. Now, viewers get to grow up with him again, in real time. Seeing him portray a transitional Sheldon, a bridge between young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory, would satisfy fans of both shows. It would also soften the character's later edges, making his quirks feel more earned and understood. Second, the clash between Sheldon and Georgie has always been comedic gold. As kids, Georgie was the sarcastic, underachieving older brother. Now, he's the responsible one with a wife, a child, and a mortgage. The idea of him suddenly having to parent Sheldon, who's crashing in his guest room and arguing with the baby about chaos theory, is sitcom heaven. And Mandy? Oh, Mandy would not tolerate Sheldon's nonsense for a second. Their dynamic would be electric. She's street smart and emotionally mature. He's Sheldon. Add Connie into the mix, and you've got a 4-generation household of chaos, laughter, and surprise tenderness. A self-contained arc, or backdoor pilot, Armitage's return wouldn't need to hijack the show. In fact, a 3 to 5 episode arc could be the perfect format. Sheldon shows up, disrupts the fragile harmony of Georgie and Mandy's domestic life, grows a little, and leaves again. Or stays. Maybe the arc is so successful that CBS greenlights a miniseries about Sheldon's lost years, bridging the timeline gap between the spin-off and The Big Bang Theory. Alternatively, maybe he becomes a recurring character, dropping in every so often with academic updates, odd questions, or schemes to scientifically optimize diaper changing. Either way, It gives viewers a fuller picture of Sheldon's evolution while giving Armitage a mature role that honors the work he did as a child actor. A chance to reclaim the narrative. Let's be real. The Big Bang Theory painted adult Sheldon as brilliant but often exhausting. Many fans grew to love him in spite of his abrasiveness. Young Sheldon, however, reframed him as someone who never had a chance to be a kid, someone whose oddness was both a gift and a burden. Bringing Armitage back now, older, more self-aware, still finding his footing, would allow CBS to redeem and reshape the Sheldon legacy even further. Not by rewriting the character, but by filling in the emotional blanks. We'd see the vulnerable, transitional version of Sheldon. Unsure of the world, perhaps falling in love for the first time, or facing the sting of real failure. The time is now in the TV world. Timing is everything. Iain Armitage is still closely associated with the role, and audiences haven't yet seen a proper in-between version of Sheldon. The spin-off is finding its rhythm and building its own loyal fanbase. Now is the perfect time to cross streams, so to speak, and remind everyone why the Sheldonverse still has stories worth telling. Besides, what better twist could the writers offer than the child genius crashing on his brother's couch, and learning that maybe, just maybe, he still has a lot to learn? Let me know if you'd like this reworked into a mock press release, a fan fiction piece, or turned into a video script.